Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Gran Turismo, the oddball Bant deck that takes the opponent by surprise. We have our own win cons, but if those fail, we can also use the opponent's cards against them. It's a wacky blend of cards that makes for rather complicated games. The aim of the deck is to use our sweeper as well as life gain to stay alive until we can fire off a big Doppelgang to take over the game. It's not easy, but it feels great when it works. Let's get in there. We're playing Authority of the Consuls as a great way to slow down opposing men. It can brick hasty men as well as cutter tokens. The life gain is an added bonus and can buy us enough time to fire off more defensive measures. Stormchaser's talent is a key piece in the deck. It will generate a token blocker to help defend against attacks, but where it shines is when we level it up to level 2 and get back an instant or sorcery from our grave. We can easily get back a Sunfall to clear out enemy men as needed. We can even take it to level 3 to generate tokens if that becomes an option to getting the victory. Up the Beanstalk is our card draw. It comes down early and easy and can draw us multiple cards during a game. Doppelgang is a powerful card that can give us multiple permanents of our key pieces, or we can use it to copy the opponent's permanents and use their own weapons against them. It's also a card we can get back with a Stormchaser's talent and repeat the multiplication process. If we didn't get it right the first time, try again. Ancient Cornucopia is not just a mana artifact, it's a great way to gain some life to help us survive a turn or two. The color fixing could matter, as sometimes the difficulty is finding the right color lands. Wrenn and Realmbreaker plays a dual role in the deck. She can turn a land into a 3/3 blocker until our next turn, and she makes our lands able to tap for any color mana. Once we fire off her ultimate, we can play out permanents from our grave for a second go-around if they were destroyed a bit too early. Her -2 ability is not one we're looking to use, but it is an option in case desperation strikes. Circuitous Route is our ramp spell. For mana, and we get a pair of lands right out of our deck. In cases when we don't have Wrenn in play, and we need a particular color. This also ramps us enough that we can take our talent to level 2 and get this back to play it again for further ramping. Sunfall is our sweeper of choice because it will deal with all men. Abilities like Indestructible are ignored and enemy men are wiped away. It also generates an incubator token that we can use to defend. This Town Ain't Big Enough is a fantastic bounce spell that we can use to bounce an enemy and one of our own permanents for only 2 mana. We can bounce a Beanstalk or a talent for additional draw or to get yet another instant or sorcery back from our grave. Virtue of Strength is an enchantment that will triple the mana we get from basic lands. The adventure part is useful early if we have a land in our grave that we can get back, like a Fabled Passage. With it in play, it enables a big Doppelgang, and making extra copies of it gives us enormous amounts of mana on later turns. At that point, there's nothing we can't do, and the game should end rather quickly. GG's, and thanks for coming on the big show. For lands, we're playing 3 Fabled Passage, the special land we can sacrifice to fetch out any basic land. For Simic Guildgate, the Simic duel that enters tapped. For Selesnya Guildgate, the Selesnya duel that enters tapped. For Azorius Guildgate, the Azorius duel that enters tapped. For Forest, 3 Island, and 2 Plains. Playing the deck is straightforward early on, and through the mid-game. It's during the mid-game that plays tend to get complicated and decision points have to be navigated carefully. The goal early is to set up our colors by fetching lands or getting a Wrenn in play. A turn 4 Circuitous Route is a big boost to getting us the lands we need to be able to make our critical plays. Keep enemy men under control with our sweeper, and get it back with a talent to use it again if the opponent is rather resilient. With a virtue in play, we unlock all the possibilities and can fire off gigantic Doppelgangs to make multiple copies of our key permanents, as well as anything the opponent has that we can use. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Neptix. She's like a clock ticking away. Is it the final countdown, bro? We're kicking things off with a 3-lander that looks a bit complicated. We usually like to see a Doppelgang in the late game, but we have one early. We do have a talent to make an early blocker and a bounce to keep us in the game until we draw some business. Keep your pants on. We draw a 4th land right away, which is perfect. That will let us ramp on turn 4. They play out a Momentum Breaker, a sign they are on Plan Pixie. We'll have to toss a card, which is not as bad as it would seem. We can always get back the Doppelgang on a later turn using the talent. That's an annex being thrown down, so maybe they aren't pixie? Maybe demon pixie? We draw into another route, so we'll be able to ramp straight to a heap of mana. For now, let's get in there and slap face. They play out a Preacher, so it's an all-card advantage deck then. Bro can't lose with all the card draw they have. Let's play out the passage this time, and we'll have the 4 mana we need to fire off a route. We'll grab some basics. We have enough of each color that we don't need to try to color fix. They play out a beefy demon we once called the Arch Friend. It's not a friend when it's not on our side. The damages are definitely headed our way, so we'll block up and save ourselves a pair. Let's keep our fingers crossed for good draws. That's a Sunfall. We'll cook their men this turn. Get gone, girls. We'll smell you later. Another momentum breaker. We'll toss the land. There's the Pixie, what a surprise. It's gotten almost as boring and predictable as mono red. We draw a Virtue and we can mega ramp this turn. Let's play out the adventure part and get back the passage for an extra basic land. Then we can flip our pancake and get in for 3. Trading blows here is fine. If they take, it'll be 5 damages a turn to them compared to the 2 they can hit us with. We'll keep mana up in case we need to bounce their token demon when they unlock the ritual chamber. There it is, you knew that was coming. The demon token is bad news for us, but luckily we do have countermeasures. It's time for the Virtue and some serious ramping. The auto-tapper wants to use basics, but we want as many of those untapped as possible since each one will tap for 3 mana. They don't like the way this looks and eat one of their enchantments for life gain. Eat them up, bro. Our token wants to slap those cheeks. We could get back a card from the grave right now. But then we'll be tapped and they do have discard to ruin our plans. Let's hold off on that for now. They go double Preacher on us. That's a solid defense they've put up, but we've got tricks. Let's get back our Doppelgang with the talent. We can unload a decent-sized one this turn and cripple them. Looks like we have enough for a Doppelgang of 4. We'll go ahead and copy our virtue, our talent, one of their preachers and their momentum breaker. This should set us up nicely. We're going to have mana in the hundreds, if not thousands, for our next turn. They better have worn some sturdy pants. Let's send it. Always get in hits when you can. Damages, bro, damages. They know the game is over. All they can do is poop it and scoop it. GG's extra cheese. This is in for no beast. I'm in for no bestiality too, bro. I'm with you, not against you. We get a 3-lander, and again we have a Doppelgang in our opening hand. Not only do you have to battle the opponent, you also have to battle the shuffler too. Keep. We do get to start the game with an authority, so that's a plus. Our second turn play will be delayed, but that's fine. We draw a talent, which would be a fine play, but this turn we want to get our beans on board. Let's see what we get. That's a Wrenn. We can play her out on our next turn. They play out a Dazzling Angel. It will gain them a life every time they play out more frying chickens. No, wait, flying, I meant flying chickens. We draw a Sunfall. If they keep playing 8-piece chicken tenders with sweet and sour sauce, we've got a way to set them back. Sure, they have one guy in play already, but if they go after Wrenn, that's damages not coming at us.
Then please, buy us more time.
They throw down an Enduring Tenacity. Maybe they're on the gain and drain combo. It would kind of suck getting hit with it, but we do have Sunfall to wipe out the men they have now. We draw a Cornucopia, and that will be our play this turn. We do want to leave a land open so Wrenn can animate it. Let's not pass up on a free hit when we have the chance. The auto-tapper will wreck you. Keep an eye on it, boys.
My voice beckons to all worlds.
They play out a second Tenacity. The life drain will be real if they can gain heaps of life. For now, it's nothing to be worried about. They send it at Wrenn, we'll block the Tenacity, but we have no way to stop their frying chicken. No, wait, flying. It's alright though, Wrenn is sturdy. We draw a second Doppelgang, and when we power up and ramp, the game will be on. For now, we have to clear out their team. The Tenacities will not be returning. The beans drew us a passage, and we'll use it to fetch out a land. Then Wrenn can animate it, and we can get in for damages.
Allies everywhere. Stand with.
They play out an Elenda, a legendary that has life link pants and protection from instants. It dodges a large chunk of removals. They play out the worst removal in the current standard. There are definitely better cards out there. Avoid that one.
Realmbreaker is too mighty.
We'll fire off a route this turn and ramp ourselves closer to a Doppelgang. They fire off a Starscape Cleric with Offspring. The combo might be inbound. This freaky thing even has Ward 2 now as well. We can't touch it, but it wants to fondle our life total. I did consider bouncing their enchantment, but let's flip our incubator token. Let's not eat any damages if we can help it. This turn will take our talent up to level 2 and get our Sunfall back. We're 1 mana short of firing it off right now, otherwise we'd wipe and never look back. They play out a bat, but it doesn't matter what they take, we'll be able to Sunfall on our next turn. They do take the Sunfall, but that's fine. We'll bounce their bat at the end of their turn and get our board wiped back in hand. Fire in the poop hole. Wrenn comes back, and we can animate a land to get in for damages. It's looking like they might not be able to combo off. They've lost too many men at this point.
I must fight back.
They play out the key piece of their combo. Better late than never, some always say. But sometimes it might be better to not have shown up at all. They play out their bat yet again. This time they don't have very good targets for it. They take a Doppelgang, but they'll get to see us fire off the one we have in hand. Looks like we can fire it off for 3. We'll copy their Conqueror, their bat, and... when all else fails, copy the talent. It's okay if they play the combo, but if we play their combo, they poop it and scoop it. GG's extra cheese. This is Anal Dexterity. No wait, it's Onga Aldex. What a name, bro. Let's keep it family friendly. We get a 3-lander with a decent line for once. Beans and Wrenn on schedule, and hopefully the route as well. Keep your pants on. The play out the newest darling for Roots players worldwide. They will self-mill even if it hurts them. They're off to a decent start. Good thing their men are all rather small. Let's get our beans on board. We're a little short on white, so we'll likely want to look at getting white mana with the route later on. Very nice, bro. All you have to do is mill away another 48 or so cards. Correction, all you have to do is mill away another 44 cards or so. In case you're wondering, that's a Sky Fisher Spider they got back. They can use it snipe a permanent when they play it out. We'll be offering up Wrenn as a target for their spider. It's either that or they nail our beans and we want them around.
I am the nexus of all that is. My voice beckons to all worlds.
Maybe they should have attacked first. They're just jumping at the shot to snipe our planeswalker. They don't even think about what they're doing. It's all going according to plan.
The end of all things draws near.
It's time to ramp and grab some white mana. We do have a virtue in hand, so let's grab a Selesnya land and a plains. They play out a Marauder, the discard guy. We'll have to toss a card, and I'm sure it should be the Doppelgang. No worries, we'll get it back later. We draw a Horn of Plenty, and unfortunately we don't have enough to play it out and fire off a Sunfall as well. It's just the wipe this turn then. Never forget to wipe. This hurts them quite a bit, the slow roll gives it away. It's like a punch to the gut. Am I right, bro? A Hulkbuster armor. Beefy. Another Hulkbuster armor. When you want your beef with a side of beef. We don't have any lands we can return back to our hand. We'll be playing the Virtue out for its full price. That auto-tapper is an absolute menace to society. We want the forest to be untapped after we play out the Virtue. That way we can also play out the Cornucopia. We'll take a 12 spot from their men when they swing in, but this way we'll also collect up their Black Overlord. Sometimes you have to take a hit. The manas are strong with us. Here comes that 12 spot. It is all going according to plan. Yes, bro, play out more men, play them all out. Before we fire off the second Sunfall, let's make sure we're drawing some cards as well. That's a talent we just drew. We can keep firing off Sunfall until the opponent runs out of cards. Is that a hint of cheddar in the air? Let's land our talent, then we'll follow up with more ramp. When you have a virtue down, grab basics. That's another 6 mana that will come down on our side. We even have enough mana to level up our talent. Let's do it and get back our Doppelgang. Prepare your shorts, bro. For a staining. They play out a Harvester of Misery. It's miserable all right, but it's nothing to be worried about. At the end of their turn, we'll fire off one of our bounce spells and send their thing packing. Get that back in your pants, bro. Another great thing about bouncing our beans is we can keep it in hand to prevent us from decking out to draw. But play it out again if you still need card draw. This is one of those insane turns you will dream of if you play this deck. This turn will put us out of reach of any shenanigans they have. We have more than enough mana, and we can gain heaps of life. We're going to let the game roll on. We can hold off their men and gain a bunch of life. We'll take them down with the incubator tokens, unless they have a way to deal with them. They just don't have any chance from here on out.
Please, buy us more time. I am witness to the end.
They've seen enough, they poop it and scoop it. GG's, so much cheese it's coming out my ears. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.